Welcome, bienvenida. Thank you for joining this open house. We're going to start in a few minutes. Gracias por unirse a la casa abierta de este año.
Thanks for joining the open house for this year.
Please set your view to side-by-side speaker view in the top right corner. Establezca su vista en visión, lado a lado altavoz, en la esquina superior derecha de su pantalla. My name is Odalis. I'm the program assistant in Ventures. My pronouns are ella, she, and her. I was born in Naperville, Illinois, and raised in Bocaneo, Michoacán, Mexico. I'm currently living in Salinas. In my free time, I like to paint and read about the history where I'm living. I like to start by acknowledging that we are on ancient indigenous land of the Ama, Motsun, Ohlone, and Chalon tribal bands. We truly appreciate everybody for joining us this morning. You are a key part of our work and success. Mi nombre es Odalis, soy asistente de programas en Ventures. Mi pronombre es ella. Nací en Illinois.
I was born in Illinois and I was raised in Bocanel, Michoacán, Mexico, and currently I live in Salinas. In my free time, I like to read and paint and read about the story and culture of where I'm currently living. I would like to start acknowledging that we are an indigenous land from Amamochon, Ohlone, that have not been conceded. We really appreciate all of you for being with us this morning. All of you are a key part of our work and success.
Ana. Enseguida tenemos a nuestra interpretadora, Ana.
Sí, sí, se escucha muy bien.
Welcome, everybody. There is interpretation available. If it's needed, please click on the interpretation button and you can choose the correct channel. If anyone runs into any trouble and needs technical assistance, please message technical support, Events by Alice team in the chat so we can help. Please know that this event is being recorded and we will be sharing it with everyone who is registered.
Okay.
As a friendly reminder, it is recommended you set your view side-by-side speaker. It can be found on the top right corner. My name is Josie Garcia. My pronouns are ella, she, her, and I'm the Grants and Program Data Manager here at Ventures. Our transformational programs create dignity by activating community power. Our work goes beyond our programs and creates system change for future generations to come. During our hour together and after reviewing meeting guidelines and sharing a little about who we are and our vision for our community, we are excited to give the floor to some of our community members who have participated and helped shape our programming. We have a few guidelines we ask everyone to follow this morning. Please mute your mic unless you are speaking. You are welcome to have your camera on or off. However, if you are speaking, we would appreciate you having your camera on so we can face and connect with you. We believe in the wisdom of our collective and individual lived experiences, and as such, we want to hold a safe and open space for all participants to contribute respectfully. As promised, there will be dedicated Q&A time on the agenda. Please hold your questions until then. During that time, feel free to type your questions in the chat or raise your hand. The raised hand option can be found by clicking on the reactions at the bottom of your screen and then select raised hand icon. Does anyone have any questions about our agenda or guidelines this morning?
No.
If not, I want to thank you all again for joining us. It is with great pleasure that I introduce Kayla, one of our many wonderful staffs here at Ventures.
Thank you, Josie. Hi, everybody. My name is Kayla Gomez. My pronouns are she, ella, and I'm the advocacy coordinator at Ventures. Thank you all so much for being here and joining us for today's open house. Today is a day for us to connect, to be in community with one another, and recognize how together we're creating a shared and prosperous economic future for all. A future that centers our community's well-being and where wealth and income are not dictated by zip code, race, gender, or immigration status. With all that's going on across the country and our communities being targeted with harmful legislation, I don't blame people for feeling the weight of it all and sometimes feeling like there's no hope. However, you all give me hope. And working with this amazing group of people, the staff, board, community members that are part of Ventures gives me hope. I heard a quote a few weeks ago that someone shared at Latina Action Day in Sacramento. That really stuck with me, and it's been on my mind and it's been keeping me motivated. And it goes, the best way to predict the future is to create it. And that's what we're doing here. So let's celebrate our wins that we've made together and use it to energize us, to recognize that the power is in our hands and we're not alone because we have one another. And with that, it's a pleasure to pass it to our Executive Director, Maria Cadenas.
Thank you, Kayla. Bienvenidas. My name is Maria Cadenas. My pronouns are ella, she, her. And as Kayla stated, I'm the Executive Director for Ventures. I want to take a moment to echo Kayla's sentiment about our role in creating the world we want. As Socrates stated, the secret of change is to focus all of your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new. And that's what makes me so excited about our work at Ventures. Creating a community with a vibrant and diverse economy, a skilled workforce, and shared prosperity does not happen overnight. It requires meaningful investments. The work we do at Ventures is about that purposeful and explicit investment. It is system change through transformational program development and implementation. At its core, our work is about people, our planet, love, and justice. We learn every day, we share every day, and we find the power and joy we each hold as keys to the world we are building. This work is very personal to me. I see myself, my parents, my siblings, and the community members we partner with, and my daughter in the future we are helping create. I like to say that how we do our work is as important as the work we do, which is why our transformational programs are co-developed with working-class rural Latina community members. They are all interconnected and are the vehicles from which we implement our vision. Programs like Semillitas, or Small Seeds in Spanish. This program welcomes every newborn in Santa Cruz County with a promise of belonging and support by providing an automatic college savings account for all Santa Cruz newborns. And did you know that studies show that children with these type of accounts are 3 times more likely to go to college and 4 times more likely to graduate, even when this account holds only $1? Because while Semillitas builds assets, it builds belonging and aspirations first through an investment in health and education. It is designed to walk with parents as a child reaches key developmental milestones. Semillitas is changing the way we welcome and support our kids from day one. To date, we have opened close to 6,000 accounts and our goal is to continue to scale and share our model across the state. And thanks to our partners, we're able to provide up to $500 in milestone contributions before a child enters elementary school, including in participation through Familias con Más, our foundational program that provides financial education, coaching, and advocacy to working class families on all aspects of money, understanding it, managing it, and saving it. Our goal is to activate communities' economic and political power, because in order to change something, you have to understand what you are changing. Recently, we have adopted our guaranteed income pilot, ALAS, as a leadership goal for select families on Familias con Más. ALAS, which means wings in Spanish, is a 6-month financial stability program that combines community building, guaranteed income, and coaching. As I mentioned, initially it was a pilot, but the impact was so immediate, we had to find ways to keep it going. In just 6 months, cohort members start businesses, find better paying employment, build their credit, create emergency savings, and increase their mental health, which is why we are excited to successfully replicate ALAS across Monterey, San Benito, and Santa Cruz counties. ALAS is currently being evaluated in partnership with UC Santa Cruz, Blum Center, and Monarch Services. We have brought our model to state and national guaranteed income tables as we work to look at models that provide new ways of looking at the idea of the commons, ways to optimize our safety nets, and recognize the shifts in labor and income generation in our society. ALAS was developed in partnership with COVID-19 impacted families who took part of our emergency relief efforts, more specifically our UndocuFund Monterey Bay Collaborative that came about as a response to the pandemic. This effort has led to close to $5 million in relief aid distributed to over 3,000 families in the Monterey Bay region. Most importantly, it helped inform state relief efforts for undocumented families, moving them closer to more humane-centered models. UndocuFund Monterey Bay also led to conversations with people with side hustles. These conversations had led us to create Futuro. Futuro is a 7-year initiative to develop a worker-owned cooperative business structure for rural immigrant communities. Focused on the Salinas Valley, Ventures is looking at creating a vehicle that creates market opportunity and the scaling of cooperatives to provide living wages and accelerate income generation for new entrepreneurs. Partnering with local community members and regional, state, and national thought partners, we're bringing Futuro and this vision to life. Our programmatic work is integrated into our advocacy efforts, including partnerships like a Santa Cruz Like Me, a joint effort with the County of Santa Cruz. A Santa Cruz Like Me analyzed the demographic makeup of the county's boards and commissions and compared it to census data. The effort is supporting work to improve appointment and recruitment processes to ensure a more representative government. This effort has been replicated by the City of Santa Cruz, and we hope other jurisdictions follow. Now, none of this would be possible without the support of our funders, community members, board members, and our team members. Your generosity and investment of time, talent, and treasure make it possible for us to build pieces of a world where zip code, race, gender, or immigration status do not dictate income or wealth. Thank you for bringing your commitment to our vision to every conversation, every program, and every interaction we have. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome our newest members, Cristal, our Director of Semillitas, Brando, our Director of Futuro, and Monique, our Chief Financial Officer. They join a committed team that brings our mission to life. Each of our team members find a way to hold and care for each other and our community members. They remind me how revolutionary it is to find and give joy. I am honored and humbled to work and learn from them every day. Thank you for working tirelessly to create the future we deserve. And now it is time for the highlight of the open house, when we learn from and listen to the experts, our community members. At this time, I want to introduce you to our program coordinator, Liz, who will lead us in conversation with our community partners so we may learn from them and their perspectives about what is possible for the future of our collective regions.
Gracias, María. Definitivamente tenemos un equipo fenomenal. Mi nombre es Liz.
Definitely, we have a great team, and my pronouns are she, her. I want to welcome Adriana and Maria They are participants of the Grupo of Alas in the County of Monterey. Thank you for being here with us. It is important to mention that we appreciate their experience and knowledge. We also evaluate their contributions, and we hope to hear how we can continue working so we can create financial more equated that are more equal to all. Going to ask you to take a time to introduce yourself and tell you a little bit more about you.
Mi nombre es María Samudio.
My name is Maria Zambudio, and I live in Castroville in Monterey. I'm a housewife. I have 3 children, and my husband works in the field. I like to get involved in the community, to be a volunteer, to learn and know a little bit more about all the programs for us. Thank you. Thank you, Maria Adriana. Good morning. My name is Adriana Santana, and I'm from Michoacan, Mexico, and I live in Castroville. I arrived here in 2004, and I worked at the fieldwork, picking strawberries. And then 2020, I had the opportunity to work in the Life Project, Vida Project in the County of Monterey, to break the chain of infection of COVID-19. I still work there. It's about to end, but I'm very proud to be part of this project because we were able to help a lot of people in my community, and I feel so proud. Thank you. It's an honor to be able to share this space with you and to get to know you a little bit more. And considering that there's participants of the community, members of the board of directors, our sponsors. Adriana, what is one thing that you think that is important that we all should know? What is a financial barrier for the members of the community? And what would you like to change? I think the barriers is the immigration status. I know that it's very hard for many of us that do not have in social security, how to build their credit. There are lenders that are abusive and take advantage of that situation, and not knowing about these topics. And something that I would like to change is that loans were more accessible for all of us without those type of abuses. Thank you, Adriana. Definitely, those are very important points that you bring up. And Maria, would you like to add something? It is important to know about credit, how we work credit, and how it affects us. And also what they were saying is that loans, what if you go and you try to get rent and they ask so many documents and you have to pay for every application knowing that you're not going to qualify, and even though they abuse the need that we have. Also, the fear of not asking question and learning and understanding how we can manage credit. And there's different programs that say how this is, and you're afraid and you don't ask about it. In the community that I live, we don't have many resources, information is scarce, the programs, and I would like to see more of this where I live. Thank you, Maria. Yes, of course. I think it is a big barrier to have these abusive loaners and offering different products that take advantage of our community, and they charge a high interest rate, and also not having the financial literacy to know better and all the requirements to be able to establish a credit. It is a big barrier that our community has. Maria, how can we create a system, a more equal financial system that is beneficial for all? I think creating an education program for financial education for all of us that let us know about credits, that there's no barriers in the counties. For example, if I live in Monterey, I can go to the programs that they're in Santa Cruz. Also, that is accessible to all, that they help us and they inform us. Thank you, Maria. That creates like a barrier. Maybe somebody or a friend or somebody with their work have access to a financial resource and not be able to have the same access or the other way around. Definitely, it would be more it would be more equitable if all can receive the same type of benefits. How can we have a more accessible economic and financial system? I think it's important to give opportunities to everyone, regardless their immigration status, to create better paying jobs and to have that type of programs as like ALAS that gives the opportunity to all the community. So how to create a credit and to extend and their knowledge and above all how to save. Yes, of course. Thank you. Credit. It is a very good tool and to be able to determine legal status. Adrian, what would you like to share with us about your life or with this economy? Currently, everything is very expensive, and we have seen a lot of people have lost their jobs because of the climate or their immigration status. Yeah, right now it's really hard because salaries salaries are not have not increased, but rent and prices of food have. So we're in a very hard stage right now. So that's why I think income is so important because everything goes up, but our income doesn't. You are so right. Do you want to add something about your experience with the economy at this moment? At this moment, it's been very hard because the work in the field started really late. It's been very hard. Prices went up, and even the vegetables that we produce in this area, even for us, the price is higher. And work, they have they don't have the same cycle of work that they had before. They're off at noon, so salaries continue low. So we're hoping that they would offer a little bit more work to stabilize a little bit, the all the expenses we have. Rent is higher. They don't care that there's no work, that there's no income. Rent, they increase it 1 or 2 times a year, have or not have money. So I think right now it's so hard for so many families. Thank you for sharing that. Maria, how do you see the economy after learning more about financial literacy? So what do you recommend when we design new programs? The difference that I have seen, as you said right now, I was affected by the floods. My husband is the only one that works in the field, so it's very complicated. And then I had to look for another home, pay the rent, and the deposit that they asked for. So the way that I have been, what's really benefited me is to learn to save, know how to manage my expenses, and not spending on things that are not necessary. It's been helpful because I've been able to have a savings account and build credit, me and my child. So I have been able to overcome all these difficulties because of everything that I have learned in the ALICE program. In what way we can improve it? It would be expanding and giving more information. I was able to know for a group that I was in, and I found out about this program. If I wouldn't have been of that program, I wouldn't have learned about you. If we could divulge in festivals and where other families can find out about the financial literacy that you're providing and the project and programs like Semillitas, you would really have a big change in the community. Thank you, Maria. You're so right. And thank you for offering this about the programs so we have an access more. Adriana, how do you see the economy after learning more about this? And what do you recommend that you consider when we design these programs? I've seen the difference just in my savings because I was a person that I would spend without thinking and without having the money and about thinking if I'm going to have to pay rent tomorrow or not. So being in this program, it has helped me so much to know how to save, first to save and then spend. So another of the things is credit. I didn't have credit. I had bought some pots, so I thought that I was going to have some credit, but never happened. My credit was zero. I thought I was going to develop credit by buying those pots. Now I am building my credit little by little, thanks to Alas. And they've shown me how to administer, and I really appreciate this opportunity that they gave me to be in this program. And something that I would love as like the opportunity that I had, that a lot of more people from the community would have this opportunity because I know they need it. And if we could have more publicity about these programs, and it was 6 months, it's something that I would be a little longer, 8, 10 months. So we can continue putting all our knowledge in practice. Thank you. And all the topics that you mentioned, savings, managing your budget, your expenses, learn about credit, all of that is part of the program of ALAS. So I'm so happy that you have seen an improvement in all your life's aspects. And thank you for recommending that we have to outreach more families, reach out to more families. I hope so that we're obligating, as I mentioned before, so we can have our team of advocacy that helps us to study our areas and be able to advocate for more information and more programs for our community. Adriana, what do you think that we can implement about the programs? My suggestion is to be to more publicity in social media, but also flyers and put flyers in different areas like stores or poster boards, wherever they allow you to do it. A lot of people, they don't know about technology. So I think it is so important to give that information also in paper or verbally to the community. Yes, of course. Thank you, Adriana. So it is something that definitely we're going to consider when we're trying to reach more members of the community and to be able to go to where they are and offer like flyers or give out more information about social media. Also, I want to thank you for participating in our open house and share your perspectives that are so valuable. I present to Sophia here in special projects and just going to do questions and answers. Lucia de la Torre.
Thank you, Liz, for facilitating such an engaging conversation with us today. And thank you, Adriana and Maria, for sharing your stories, your wisdom. It is definitely really hard to know how to manage a new system in a new place and figure out who you can trust to provide you with correct information. My name is Lucia de la Torre. My pronouns are ella and she. And the work we do at Ventures is important to me because my family migrated from Mexico to California's Central Coast in the late 1970s. And they luckily found some trusted sources of information. I want working class families to continue to thrive here, not just because they got lucky, but because systems are informed by and built to cater to their needs and dreams. At this time, I want to open up the floor up to any questions you may have for our community members or staff or board. Feel free to type them into the chat or raise your hand using the reactions menu option, and I can start calling on you as soon as you're ready. I see a comment in the chat that they liked hearing the knowledge and the stories from Maria and Adriana, and thank you very much to them. All right, I see a question here. Both Adriana and Maria mentioned wanting to expand the program so more people can gain this knowledge in the community. How do you see yourself being involved in that? Adriana or Maria, do either one of you want to jump in and say how you see yourself being involved in helping to expand the programs?
A mí en lo personal, yo
Personally, I am willing to support as a volunteer, so to give information about my experience, how this helped me, and to be able to take the voice to the different people in my community.
En mi experiencia,
My experience, I think different groups here in Castroville, and I have passed on the information and I have told them about the different programs that you have. I have been communicating with Liz, and we are waiting so we can start here in the area of the county of Monterey. And I have a lot of people that are interested in learning about financial literacy.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Related to that question, do either of you, Adriana or Maria, think it would be useful to have a channel, an information channel on WhatsApp? Is that used a lot?
cuando fue lo del COVID, el condado abrió
When COVID, they opened a information channel, and I saw that a lot of people in the community register and they would get information about resources, vaccination, and all type of help that was available in the community. Yes, I think it would be a good idea, but if we get to know what the channel is, so a lot of people know about it, so people can register and know more about the programs.
Thank you. Are there any
Gracias.
questions for venture staff at this time? Any comments? I'm sure there's something. But I have another, Adriana and Maria, you're very popular. I have another question for you. After going through the programs with Ventures, if you could reimagine or create your own program, what would it be?
yo crearía un
I
programa.
would create a program about my experience, and I would like to show what I learned. And why? Because I would like the community to be more educated in these topics and have the opportunity to learn and to act. And what they learned, like savings, credit, and be able to manage. For me, it is something that is really important. I would like to have I am working in creating different programs and helps for the community. I have different groups and I do different activities for the families, and to bring this to the community, as Adriana said, tell them about my experiences. But I don't have the power to be able to give that incentive that they need, like Ventures does it. I think Ventures, that's what is missing. But the experience that I have, I would help them and I would tell them about my experience so we can create that group and give all the information that they need.
This is where we could partner, because I think you all have power too. I think you don't give yourself enough credit for what you bring and all you know, and how helpful that is. I have a question for staff here. Do you have a favorite program or a favorite moment from being part of Ventures? I think it's going to be hard to pick a favorite. Does anybody want to jump in?
Hi, everyone. This is Maria. I feel biased because I'm the executive director, but I love all the programs. I think they are interconnected and they support each other. And that's only because we're not single issue people or single issue lives. So I don't have a favorite. I do love Semillitas, so I think the concept of recognizing our dignity and value from birth is so powerful, beyond the assets that we can put in the account. So that's on me. I don't know if I would love to hear from my team members answer that one.
I would like to go next. I would like to share a little bit of what I've been through with some of the participants from ALAS. I'm the program coordinator for the ALAS program. And something that I experienced with one of the people that I help was that a woman, she was very inspired by another program that we offer, but her son did not qualify for it. She was inspired by the program Semillitas, and she decided to open a savings account for her son for college in the future. And I thought that was so awesome. So she was using the ALAS money for a savings account for her son in the future. And that's probably one of my favorite moments of being a program coordinator for ALAS.
This is Adriana, Director of Familias con Más. Maria, I am going to be biased. I get to be biased because I'm the Director of Familias con Más. And of course, for me, it's Familias con Más. My team is awesome. Having seen how amazing it is for our families to actually gain the tools and resources to navigate the financial system and understand how the economy of this country works has been amazing, because like we mentioned since the very beginning, right? We have to create new systems, but at the same time, our families are living the systems that currently exist. And so giving them those tools is the best thing that we can do. And I love to hear the stories of our families. I love to hear the stories of our communities and hear from them how these tools and resources have empowered them to continue to move forward and have created generational changes, which is for me the most amazing thing. So for me, it's Familias con Más, which includes ALAS.
We're allowed to be a little biased. Brando, I see you have your hand up. Do you want to jump in?
Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Brando Ascension. I'm now the director of Futuro. which is now my new favorite program. But I'm gonna have to support Adriana here. I have to say Familias con Más is still one of my favorite programs because it was one of the programs that I helped run in the past. And I feel like my favorite thing about it was being in community and speaking to the community and learning from them too, because I would go in as a quote unquote expert, but everyone there was an expert in their own way. We were just helping put labels to what they already knew and defining concepts that they're already aware of. But I learned so much just being in those conversations from them that it would influence my next meeting, and I would use their examples and just help build people's financial capability through what others already experienced. So I think that was like one of my favorite things, just being in the community and speaking and learning from the community that we were helping. But in reality, they were also just helping me be a better educator and a better person overall. So I think that's why Familias con Más is one of my favorite programs. But Futuro's coming up, guys. Don't worry.
I think we have one last question. This is again for Adriana and Maria. Why do you think some families don't join the programs? And is there any ideas you have for how we can help with that?
Por mí la pregunta es a conocer.
For
Vamos
me,
el
if they give us the flyer, but we don't know what it's about. So if we would give like a small introduction, like a small meeting, if they would talk a little bit about the programs and the benefits, I think more families would join.
Y yo pienso también
And I
que
think also,
yo como persona de la comunidad,
as a person of the community, if I tell my experience, I would be something more believable, because also I have talked with so many people about this program. For example, if there's opportunity to extend and more people can come and take the training that I took with ALAS, but sometimes they don't know, they don't believe. I don't think it's true. So by telling my experience, if you're saying it and it's true, because they believe more if they hear the story at firsthand.
Definitely, I think it goes back to figuring out who you can trust to provide you with correct information, and that it's going to be helpful. I want to thank everybody for your interest. That's about all the time we have right now for questions. We will share our contact information and ways to stay in touch at the very end if you were left with any burning questions or comments you wanted to send our way. And now I'd like to turn the mic over to Ventures' board chair, Darlene Torres.
Thank you, Lucia. I just want to say before I formally introduce myself, thank you to Venture staff and community members for all your work to put this beautiful open house together. It's just been so amazing to hear the stories of people who have participated in programs and to hear the support and the enthusiasm of all the staff. So it makes me really proud to be a part of the board. I do also want to give a special thanks to Josie for organizing today's event, and to Alejandra and Mireya from Events by Ale. And a special thanks also to Anna from JAVLS for the interpretation today. As Lucia mentioned, my name is Darlene Torres. My pronouns are ella, she, her. And I am in my second year on the board. And I found that this was a board that was very close to my heart because I come from Hollister and I come from two migrant parents who followed the crops. And I also was someone who had to work in the fields with them on my summers and really seen the growth that they've had and the support that was there for them. And so for me, again, this was something very special to me and close to my heart. I am the director of community health services for Salud para la Gente. I've been there for a little over 7.5 years now. I work in a department where we support social drivers of health and understanding how to make change in the community for our patients and in general for the Tri-County. I want to say thank you for all that have joined us today, not just for this event, but most importantly for joining us with our community to help bring equitable economic justice to those who have historically been excluded from accessing these systems. And as you have heard in earlier presentations, Ventures is actively working to create and transform systems and programs that are inclusive to everyone in the community, regardless of race, gender, or immigration status. We are actively working to close the wealth gap by providing financial services and even access to early capital from birth into adulthood. We thank all our community partners and funders for all your continued support in this work. And we welcome our new supporters to join us in co-creation and collaboration, transformative systems that lead to pathways of self-sustainability for the undocumented community and the working class families of the Central Coast. Thank you all for your time today, and I look forward to being in community with all of you. I now have the pleasure of introducing Ventures' amazing storyteller, Shayla, who will close us out with a collective meditation.
Thank you, Darlene. Hi, y'all. My name is Shayla Fisher. My pronouns are AS, they, and them, and I am Ventures' storyteller. I developed my passion for storytelling and speaking out about social justice issues through my experiences as a disabled, non-binary person growing up in the Bay Area. I feel connected to and compassion for our community's experiences of being left behind by the system. And I'm fueled by my dedication to break down the current system and rebuild the economy that provides equitable opportunities for all. I'm so honored to be here among partners, community members, funders, supporters, staff, and more, who are all passionate about aiding our community in our fight towards a solidarity economy. Y'all represent the wide variety of the stakeholders that I aim to tell the story of in order to change the narrative. I wanted to thank you all for joining us today and every day in our work together to create a shared and prosperous economic future where zip code, race, gender, or immigration status do not dictate income or wealth. To close us out, I would like to help center and shift our focus back inwards by leading us all in a guided meditation activity. I encourage you all to get into a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down, somewhere you feel supported. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Noticing what's here, maybe it's your breath. Maybe it's the contact between your body and what's supporting you right now. Maybe it's the temperature of the air on your skin. Maybe it's sounds in your surroundings. Or something in your body. Something that's buzzing or painful, or tense, or at ease, cold, or warm. So coming back to connect with whatever you're noticing, whatever you're aware of, and not asking it to be any other way. Seeing if you can offer space and time and permission for whatever this experience is to be here and to unfold. If you feel resistance to this moment, for whatever reason, giving space for your resistance to be here. So if there's any kind of reaction to what you're experiencing, letting the reaction become what you allow and give space for. Listening. And opening to what's here, whatever it is. Letting yourselves be held by the earth at the present moment, just as you are. Be aware of your whole body as best as you can. Take a deep breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Bring yourself back into the room, into the present space, together with all of us. Again, we thank you all wholeheartedly for joining us today, listening to the stories of our community and showing your support for the fight for a solidarity economy. And we hope to continue this work together until we create the economy we wish to see. Before we log off, we would deeply appreciate it if you would take a couple of minutes to complete a brief survey to let us know about your experience about this event. This survey is being shared in the chat and will also be emailed to you after the event in case you do not have any time now. But please fill it out as soon as possible. Stay connected with our work by following us on social media at SCCV Online on Instagram or Twitter, facebook.com/sccvonline.org on Facebook, or get involved by emailing us at info@sccvonline.org. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we hope to see you all again soon.
Thank you, everybody.
Gracias. Thank you.
Muchas gracias a todos. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.